with the WFP closing all the bakeries and Israel still keeping all the borders closed, Israel says there's still enough food that was delivered to Gaza during the ceasefire. What is the UN's response to that?
As far as the UN is concerned, that's ridiculous. I mean, we are at the tail end of our supplies, of the UN, of the supplies that came in through the humanitarian route. You know, WFP doesn't close its bakeries for fun. If there's no flour, if there's no cooking gas, the bakeries cannot open.
You just called that ridiculous. COGAT actually posted this, said that over 25,200 trucks entered Gaza during the 6 weeks ceasefire, and UN aid was less than 30% of the amount. And they said they calculated they should be enough for a long period of time in Gaza, and accusing Hamas of taking those food in position. Does UN know any of those circumstances from your 30% of the food?
I'm talking about the UN's humanitarian
Yes.
supplies. I answered that question, right? It is, I think what we saw during the ceasefire, when the parties were living up to their obligations as ceasefire, we saw humanitarian aid flood Gaza, right? We saw markets come back to life. We saw prices going down. We saw hostages released. We saw Palestinian detainees released. We need to go back to that.
Let me get down to this. Is this accusation of Hamas possessing the aid from UN NGOs are false?
The UN has kept a chain of custody, and a very good chain of custody on all the aid it's delivered.